It was a Tuesday morning, just like any other. I dragged myself out of bed, stumbled into the bathroom, and saw a tired, unrecognizable man in the mirror. That man was me. Years of excuses had caught up. That morning, I decided to stop lying to myself. It was time for change. I wanted to get in shape, but vague goals never worked for me. Then I found a concrete target, 12% body fat. Setting that goal changed everything. Now, I had a number to track and a finish line to chase. It wasn't just about looks, it was about taking control of my health one step at a time. With my goal set, I dove into fitness research, only to find a confusing jungle of conflicting advice. Every expert had a different plan, and the sheer volume was overwhelming. I just wanted a simple path, but found a labyrinth of complicated theories. So, I picked one program and committed, hoping discipline would lead to results. I pushed myself hard, thinking more was better, but after weeks of long, exhausting workouts, I was burned out, my motivation gone, and my life out of balance. The results didn't match the effort. The more is more approach was a failure. I realized I needed a plan that fit my life, not the other way around. I decided to abandon the idea of finding a pre-made perfect program. Instead, I started with a blank slate and one guiding principle: efficiency. How could I get the maximum possible result in the minimum amount of time? This question forced me to think critically about every single exercise. I went back to my research, but this time with a specific filter. I wasn't looking for more things to do. I was looking for the few things that delivered the most bang for their buck. This led me to focus almost exclusively on compound movements, exercises that work multiple muscle groups at the same time. Squats, deadlifts, overhead presses, bench presses, and rows became my new foundation. These exercises are metabolically demanding, meaning they burn a ton of calories both during and after the workout. They also stimulate the release of muscle-building hormones like testosterone and growth hormone. Instead of doing 5 different isolation exercises for my chest, I focused on getting brutally strong at the bench press. Instead of endless leg extensions and curls, I learned to love squats. I was trimming the fat from my workout routine, keeping only the most potent, high-impact movements. The goal was to create a workout that was short, intense, and incredibly effective. Next, I needed to structure these exercises into a routine that I could do every day without burning out or spending hours in the gym. I decided to try a full-body workout approach. This meant I would work every major muscle group in each session. I created 2 different workouts, Workout A and Workout B, which I would alternate daily. This allowed for enough recovery for each muscle group while keeping the frequency high. I set a strict time limit, 35 minutes, from the first warm-up set to the final rep. This wasn't a suggestion, it was a hard rule. The ticking clock forced me to be efficient and intense. The final piece of the puzzle was intensity. With such a short workout, I couldn't afford to waste a single minute. I structured the routine with minimal rest between sets, usually just 60 to 90 seconds. This kept my heart rate elevated throughout the entire 35 minutes, turning my strength training session into a powerful cardio workout as well. This combination of heavy compound lifting and short rest periods was the key. It was a hybrid approach that built muscle and burned fat simultaneously. It was simple, it was efficient, and it was sustainable. I had finally created my 35-minute routine, the tool that would ultimately carve my path to 12% body fat. The first morning of my new 35-minute routine felt almost suspiciously easy. After years of long, complicated workouts, finishing before my coffee cooled seemed wrong. Doubt crept in. Could something this simple really work? The real challenge wasn't physical, but mental. Resisting the urge to do more, to fall back into old habits. I forced myself to trust the plan, intensity over duration, compound movements, minimal rest. Each session was short but brutally effective. My heart raced, my muscles trembled, and I left the gym feeling like I'd sprinted, not jogged. The soreness was different, productive, not punishing. Still, the scale didn't move and doubt lingered. My mantra became, trust the plan, stay consistent, results will follow. Discipline meant showing up, even when I questioned everything. Changing my workout was only half the fight. The other half was breaking the habits that got me out of shape. Evenings used to mean couch, snacks, and TV, a reward that sabotaged my progress. The hardest part was resisting cravings during my late afternoon energy crash. I swapped junk for healthy snacks and made them easier to grab than chips. Social events were tricky, but I learned to eat beforehand, make better choices, and say no without guilt. I stopped isolating myself and found balance instead of avoidance. Setbacks happened. A bad day still led to ice cream sometimes. The difference was, I didn't spiral. I acknowledged the slip and got back on track. Progress wasn't linear, but resilience became my strongest new habit. Forgiving myself and moving forward made all the difference. The biggest win of the 35-minute routine was its efficiency. Gone were the days of 2-hour gym marathons that disrupted my life. Now I could fit my workout into any part of my day, before sunrise, during lunch, or after work. Minimal equipment meant I could train at home, eliminating excuses. The question shifted from "do I have time?" to "when will I fit it in?" This flexibility transformed my routine from a burden to a non-negotiable habit. My family noticed the change. I was more present, energetic, and involved. The routine gave me more than just fitness. It gave me time and connection. I didn't have to sacrifice my life to get in shape. Smarter, not longer, was the key. For weeks I relied on discipline alone. No scale, no measurements, just faith in the process. Then, subtle changes appeared. Looser pants, a tighter belt, a sharper jawline. My shirts fit differently. Less snug at the waist, more fitted at the shoulders. Each small sign fueled my motivation and quieted my doubts. After a month I finally checked my body fat down 4 percentage points. The results were undeniable. Intensity and consistency were working. The dream of real transformation felt possible, even inevitable. These early wins built my confidence and kept me pushing forward. The plan wasn't just theory anymore, it was proof in action. Progress, even in small doses, was the best motivator. Exercise was only half the equation. Nutrition mattered just as much. I ditched complicated diets for a simple rule: eat whole, unprocessed foods. My grocery cart filled with lean proteins, veggies, whole grains, and healthy fats. I stopped counting every calorie and focused on food quality and portion size. Meals were simple: protein, complex carbs, and lots of vegetables. This approach was easy to follow anywhere, no scales or calculators needed. I felt fuller, had more energy, and cravings faded. Eating better became second nature, not a daily struggle. The simplicity made it sustainable. A lifestyle, not a diet. My body finally had the fuel it needed to change for good. A perfect diet is a myth. Life happens. Birthdays, holidays, pizza nights. The 80-20 rule changed everything for me. Eat healthy most of the time. Enjoy treats without guilt. Strategic refeeds, planned carb boosts, help me break plateaus and keep making progress. It's about balance, not perfection. I used to focus only on workouts and diet, neglecting recovery. But real progress happens when you rest. Sleep is when your body repairs, builds muscle, and burns fat. Prioritizing 7 to 8 hours of sleep changed everything: my energy, mood, and results. I also added active recovery, like walking or stretching, to boost blood flow and speed up recovery. The real challenge wasn't just physical, it was mental. I had to change my story, replace negative thoughts with empowering ones, and focus on daily actions, not just results. Visualization and self-compassion turned setbacks into learning, building an unbreakable mindset that fueled my transformation. The day I hit my goal was anticlimactic, in the best way. No lightning, no angels, just a regular morning, and the number, 12%. I looked at myself and realized the real prize wasn't the number, but the person I became to reach it. I reclaimed control. This was just the beginning. The most surprising part of my transformation was not the visible six-pack, but honestly, the cascade of unforeseen benefits that rippled through my entire life. My energy levels were the first and most noticeable change. I no longer needed a gallon of coffee to get through the day. I woke up feeling refreshed and had sustained stable energy from morning until night. That 3 p.m. slump that used to be a daily certainty, it just completely vanished. This newfound vitality meant I was a better husband, a more engaged father, and a more productive employee. I wasn't just showing up anymore. I was present, energetic, and fully engaged in my own life. My mental clarity and focus sharpened dramatically. Before, my brain often felt foggy, like I was trying to think through a thick haze. Now, my thoughts were clearer, and my ability to concentrate on complex tasks at work improved significantly. Problems that once seemed overwhelming now felt manageable. I was more creative, more decisive, and way less prone to stress and anxiety. The intense physical effort of the workouts and the clean fuel from my diet were not just changing my body, they were upgrading my brain. I felt like I had unlocked a new level of cognitive performance that I didn't even know existed. Confidence was another unexpected side effect. This wasn't just about feeling good about how I looked in a t-shirt, though that was certainly part of it. It was a deeper, more fundamental confidence that came from keeping a promise to myself. Every single day, I had shown up and done the hard work. I had faced down my old habits, my doubts, and my excuses. And I had won. This consistent process of setting a goal, creating a plan, and executing it day after day built an unshakable sense of self-trust. This confidence radiated from me, affecting how I interacted with colleagues, friends, and even strangers. I walked taller and spoke with more conviction. Perhaps the most rewarding ripple effect was the inspiration it provided to others. Friends, family, and co-workers noticed the change and started asking me for advice. My wife started joining me for my active recovery walks. A colleague at work decided to ditch his daily soda habit. I never set out to be a role model, but by quietly and consistently working on myself, I had inadvertently created a positive influence on the people around me. This was an incredibly humbling and motivating realization. My personal journey had become a small beacon, showing others that a positive change was possible for them too. Looking back, 3 lessons stand out: embrace simplicity, focus on action, and practice self-compassion. Simple routines work because you can stick to them. Measure success by your effort, not just the outcome. Forgive yourself quickly and keep moving forward. Consistency, not perfection, is what matters. My story is not unique. I'm a regular person who traded complexity for simplicity and perfection for consistency. You have the power to make the same change. Your transformation is waiting for you on the other side of a simple choice. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Start now. So, where do you begin? The sheer volume of information can be paralyzing, but your first step should be incredibly simple. Don't try to change everything all at once. That is a recipe for overwhelm and failure. Instead, pick one small, manageable thing and do it today. Do not wait. Your goal for today is not to solve your entire health problem. Your goal is simply to take one positive action. This is how you build momentum. This is how you start to build the habit of keeping promises to yourself. The feeling of accomplishment from this one small act will fuel your next one. Here is a simple, concrete first step you can take right now. Go for a 20-minute walk. That's it. Put on your shoes, go outside, and walk for 20 minutes. Don't worry about your pace or the distance. Just move your body. While you walk, think about one single, simple change you can make to your diet tomorrow. Not a complete overhaul, just one thing. Maybe it's swapping your morning soda for a glass of water. Maybe it's adding a side of vegetables to your lunch. Pick one thing that feels almost too easy. This is your second step. Once you have completed your walk and chosen your single nutrition goal, you have started. You are no longer standing still. You are in motion. Tomorrow you will drink that glass of water or eat those vegetables, and you will go for another 20-minute walk. You repeat this for a week. You're building a foundation of consistency. After a week of success, you can add another small habit. Maybe you try a simple body weight circuit at home, or maybe you add another healthy food swap. The key is to build slowly, layering one good habit on top of another. Each small victory builds your confidence and makes the next step easier. This is the real secret. There is no magic pill or secret workout. The path to getting shredded, to reaching 12% body fat, or to achieving any health goal is paved with hundreds of small, consistent, and often unspectacular choices that you make every single day. Forget about the finish line for now. Focus entirely on taking the next right step. Your transformation won't happen overnight, but it will happen. Start with that walk. Start with that glass of water. Start today, and soon you will look in the mirror and see a person you are truly proud of. Your journey has already begun.